Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha, and today we are going to go through my entire TBR. So my bookshelf is a mix of books I have read and books I have not read, and to nobody's surprise, majority of the books I have not read. So I want to go through them with you, and this is going to be the first episode in my TBR takedown series, where I read not only all the books that I physically have that I have not read, but I'm really going to try to focus on them. So with the exception of probably book club books, majority of the books that I read now until the end of the year will all be books that I own, probably actually until, like, let's see if I can get under 50 physical TBR books that I own. Like, wait, that didn't make any sense. Hold on. Let's see if we can get under 50 books that I own that I have not read, because right now I think I am well over that. So we'll go through all these together. I'm also going to jot down in a spreadsheet all the books that I own. I know I did have one before, but as you can see here, let me show you. As you can see here, these are new books that I bought. So I need to fix that. So I need to find a place for all of them. And I also just want to, like, go through these together, and maybe there'll be some books on there that I want to get rid of. So let's try that. So on this shelf here, I have only read, like, Bride, in the veins of the Drowning, and then I think I have The Magicians. So I've read those ones, but the rest of these I have not read. So let's pull all these down and talk about them and embarrass myself. So Bride I have read, not worried about this one. And I did get Mate, so that one I have not read. So yeah. This one I have read. So Long Live Evil. This is, I actually got to meet this author in person, and that's why I have this book. So she was really, really sweet. She asked, like, who your favorite, I don't remember if she asked who your favorite character was from the Game of Thrones or what, but it says, for Samantha, team Mother of Dragons. So I guess what team you were on, and then she signed it. So this was her first novel back out after not being in the publishing world for a while. So this is definitely one that I do want to eventually read. So I want to hold on to this one. Let me see what this one is. As her whole life collapses, Ray still has books. Dying, she seizes a second chance at living, a magical bargain that lets her enter the world of her favorite fantasy series. She wakes up in a castle on the edge of the hellish chasm, home to once and forever Emperor, her favorite fictional character. He's impossibly alluring, and only fiction can be, as only fiction can be. However, in this fantasy world, she discovers that she is not the heroine, but the villainess in the Emperor's tale. Okay, so I mean, it sounds interesting, right? So I definitely want to hold on to this one. And then this one was a book that I got in, like, this silent book club book swap. So it sounded really good. And I believe this is a series. I want to say this is a series. I am pretty sure. But it's not a very long book. It's 384 pages. So I guess it's not the shortest, but it's pretty typical. So yeah, though she is the oldest daughter, Princess Farain lives in the background, shunned from the court and kept out of sight. So I probably shouldn't read every single synopsis, but I'll just, like, go through them and show you. So here we go. This one here, Blood Orange. I actually got, like, on the blind book date, or yeah, blind book whatever it is at the Rip Bodice. So this was one that I got, and I have not read any of Karina Hale's books, but I am interested in this one too. I want to say this is a vampire book. Once there was a man who fell deeply in love with a woman he could never have. When their affair was uncovered, she was brutally murdered in front of him, and he discovered that he was cursed, doomed to live forever as a vampire. Okay, yeah, so it's a vampire book. This would actually be kind of a fun book for October. So, yeah, let's see. That, like, I feel like this is going to help me decide which books I want to read. The Cruel Prince, I have not read this series. This is Holly Black. Who was Karina Hale? I got this one from a free library, I believe, and it looked like it was in decent shape. I hear about it all the time. I know it was like a big, everyone and their mom was reading it, and I have not read it. This was another one that I got in a free library. Belladonna. I feel like everyone knows what this book's all about. I believe this is a YA as well. Yeah, 19-year-old. And this is a series, and I have definitely not read any of these. So, yeah, interested in it, but I just haven't read it yet. Okay, Magicians I've read. Stalking Jack the Ripper. Another series. Like, how many series can we read? This one was one that I got for like the $5 thing. If you at Barnes and Noble, whenever you buy something that's in the cafe, you get like a book for $5. So this is what that was. And then these. Oh, so I have the Magicians and then the Magician King. So that's why I have two different ones there. So I have The Road of Bones, an Ashen series, book 1, have not read, and then Babylonia. So these are both Book of the Month books that I got. I no longer have a Book of the Month subscription, so that goes to show how long ago it was that I got these. I don't know. Babylonia across the centuries has become the embodiment of lust, excess, and dissolute power. It sounded interesting at the time, but I don't know if I'm as interested anymore. And then The Road of Bones, the Ashen series. I believe there's 2 books in this out so far. Might be 3, but this is a big boy. This is over 500 pages. Yeah, and it has a glossary and everything. I don't know. I think I might hold on to it. The premise seems interesting. I'm still debating. I think I'm going to keep them for now. I've not read any of the Game of Thrones books, but I do have 2 of the bigger ones. So I have the set of the small, like mass-produced books, but they're just such big books, and I don't want to read like a tiny little book, and it's, over 1,000 pages. I think all these. I don't think this one's in there, but I got Fire and Blood, of course. I loved The House of Dragons, so I wanted to read that. And I have not started. I'm actually scared. And then I got Dance with Dragons, and I know that there is other ones before and after this, but I've only gotten this one so far. So this is, over 1,000 pages. Oh wait, that's the index though. Close enough. Almost 1,000 pages. So I haven't read those, but I want to. I'm just scared. I will eventually get there. I'm just not there right now. Okay. So all of the books on this lower shelf down here, I have read, except for the 3rd Crescent City. And then I'm going to take you down there with me. This is my tiny little baby horror section. So I have Stephen King, Never Flinch, Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. This one I actually have read. Carmilla. This is on the TBR for this month. And then a Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, another Grady Hendrix. Dracula I have read. Dead Silence I have read. And then we have Rosemary's Baby. So I pick these. I usually like start my horror book shopping to prepare for spooky season, but I don't know. This year I have not really been feeling it. Like honestly, I think work is just kicking my ass in a lot of ways, and it's like draining the life out of me. So I have not been feeling, one, I haven't been feeling like reading. Two, I haven't been feeling like reading. I haven't been feeling in the spirit. I haven't even honestly decorated very much for spooky season, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, so those ones, those are all my horror books. I've only read three of these. And then down here I have more book of the month books. I think this one was one of my friends gave this one to me, and I've heard mixed things on this one. I've heard that it's great, and then I've also heard that people don't really like it. So this one came out in 2020. But yeah, I want to read this one. And then I have both What the River Knows and Where the Library Hides. So this is book 1 and 2. I believe these are YA. So YA, What the River Knows and Where the Library Hides. So these are two. I love the way that the covers look, and I love the spines. So yeah, even though they're book of the month, I still like them a lot. So those are on the list, as well as Mexican Gothic. And then I have all of the Light Lark series here. I've read the first 2 books, but I have not read Sky Shade, and the latest is Grimm. Like, they're beautiful books, but I don't know if I want to continue reading this series. Beautiful art. So, yeah, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. Look how beautiful this braidage that is, though. It's a cool concept. I don't know. There's two stories in this from both of their point of view. So I have the full series here. I just haven't read all of them, just the first 2. So I don't know if I will eventually read these. The first one I read around the time that my dad passed, so it's like hard to say if I really liked it because there was so much that was going on, and I feel like I didn't give the book a fair chance because of that. And then I tried to listen to the audiobook. Well, I did listen to the audiobook in Nightbane, and honestly I have no idea what happened. Like, it did not retain. So it just kind of, I don't know, the writing just didn't get it for me. So yeah, that's a me issue. Anyway, let's keep going. Okay, so all along this one is kind of just a random mix of books. As I am getting more books and filling up these shelves, I am running out of space. So, that's not gonna work. Is this book broken? Felt broken. No? Felt weird. Maybe it's because I was trying to shove it in a corner. Okay. So this one I did show in my last book haul. But all of these here, let me see. I have read literally none of these. Oh, I have read this one. So we have Kingmakers, Brutal Prince. I know Sophie Lark got a lot of shit and she's kind of like canceled now. So I do have those 2 books that I literally got the week before she was like canceled. Fangirl I have not read by Rainbow Rowell. Better Than the Movies. I know this is a series as well. Better Together, Christine Riccio. I didn't like another book of hers that I read. It was like the Attached at the Hip. I didn't like her writing style, so I'm not sure if I'm going to like this one. Crazy Rich Asians. I did get this. I I got this one for free at like a free library thing at the Rip Bodice. I haven't read that one. I've also heard very mixed things about it. Malibu Summer, this is a independent author. And I got this at the... Actually, no, this is not independent. This is Penguin Press. But I met her. She's very sweet. I met her at the book festival in LA. How to End a Love Story. I've seen her a few times interviewing people. Have not read the book yet. Also heard very mixed things. And then the Selection series. So I don't think I have these in the right order, but I think I just did them as like... Whoops. I did them at height. So this is one of my friend's favorite series ever. So I have not read those yet, but I will eventually. And Children of Blood and Bone. Have not read this one yet. Out of all of these, I have read this one, these three. Okay, so let me pull these ones off. So Love and Other Words, I got most of the way through. I think I removed the bookmark, but I have not finished this one. But I love this cover. And then Tangled Up in You. And then I've read this one. And then the Magnolia Park series, I did actually get this one from the UK because I love this cover. I have no idea why I love this cover so much, but I think it's cool. And then this is another one that I got that I already showed everybody. So we don't need to read that one. So going up here, I think the only ones I have not read is The Priory of the Orange Tree. This is a big book and it scares me. I have not read When the Moon Hatched. I definitely want to read it. I just have not read it. I've read the first one in this series, but I have not read the second two. And then same goes for this. I've read the first two in this series and then I have not read the third. Dragonfall have not read. This is what was this one? Firebird, haven't read. And then the Fear the Flames and Wrath of the Dragon. So these are both the traditional published versions. I've heard that the indie published version of this one's better, but I haven't read either of them. So they are on my dragon shelf. So this is my dragon shelf, if you can't tell. Also, this is me with the plant. Okay, so let's put those over there. And let's move to this section. I don't think I've read any of these books. That's a lie. I've read this one, this one, this one. I think that's it. Okay, so here we go. The God of the Woods. This one was a book club pick in September. I didn't read it, but I don't know if I'm going to. This one I have read. This one I have read. Maybe I have read a lot of these. So these are a lot of thrillers. So Silver Elite have not. Wild Dark Shore I have not. Beautiful Ugly I have. Next to Heaven. Nope. Aftertaste. Nope. This is definitely not a thriller. Psycho Shifters. I think this is a Why Choose. And then I actually got this when I went to, right after she had passed away, they were having, her musical came to LA and I got to go and I, of course, bought the book. So I want to read this because I want to hear her story, even though I've watched like the movie and everything, but I still want to hear, and I've seen the musical, still want to read her story. Okay, so this was a birthday gift from one of my book besties. Tell me this is not the perfect book for me. So I love the Golden Girls, and literally a Golden Girls book. So I can't wait to read this one. Okay, so Big Little Lies. This was a book that I picked up at, I love the series, the show, and then this was one that I picked up at a used bookstore. A Killing Cold. I've also heard mixed things about this. I've read this one. The Only One Left. Have not read that one. I did read this. I read The Housemaid. I can't remember if I've read this one. I feel like her thrillers are sometimes a little similar, so I can't remember if I've read this one. I don't think I have. The Thrashers by Julie Soto, I have not read this one. And then these ones I have read. And then this was a random ARC that was sent to me when I ordered something through Pango, so I thought it was kind of cool. This is like my only ARC that I've ever like had in my possession, physical ARC. So yeah, I think that was pretty cool. I guess they just had a lot and like didn't want to keep them. I don't know. So yeah. So we're on the last one at this level. So this is my like historical fiction little area here. I've read The Women. I have not read The Great Alone, but this is definitely my next Kristen Hanna book. I don't necessarily know if that would be the greatest idea to read when I'm trying to get out of a depression, so we will wait. And then I also have Home Again by Kristen Hanna as well. 1984, this is a 75th anniversary of this one. I have not read this book ever. It wasn't something that we read in high school, so I know that it's a classic and I know I need to read it, especially in today's political climate. So that is on the TBR. And then the only other one I have not read on this one, again, another banned book, is Handmaid's Tale. And I just loved this version of it. I got this one for my birthday. It reminds me of a Bible. It's literally like the same feeling as a Bible. So yeah, definitely going to read this one. I loved the show. First few seasons of the show, loved it. So definitely on the list. Okay, so if we go up a level, these are my indie authors. So these are 3 books that I got at the LA book festival that is at USC. And these are like a Victorian murder mystery book. So Deb Marlowe was super sweet, and I just was talking to her and she was telling me all about her books, and it made me want to buy them. And she was just the sweetest person ever. So yeah, got them signed by her. And of course I showed her my Victorian cosplay and we got to chatting about that. And then I have La Llorona, Ghost Stories from the Southwest, and then New Mexico Ghost Stories. I'm not going to take these ones off because I don't like to move my pottery very much, because I'm so scared to break that, because it's not easy to come by here. And then this one is Between Flames and Deceit. So this is one that I received an ARC for, and then I went ahead and did the Kickstarter for this to get the actual physical copy. And look at this. Look how cool this is. So this is the naked cover, and then the back. So it's definitely, indie book vibes. And this one she is like betrothed to the prince. She ends up going to where she's supposed to marry him, ends up having to like talk with the dad, the king, because the prince was nowhere to be found, and then ends up falling for the dad. So the second one in this series is going to be coming up, I think, next year. And then these two, this one I did get for free at the LA Book Fest. And then Her Brother's Keeper. This one I did get to meet the author. This one sounded really, really good. And then I got this one at WonderCon, I believe. Death's Legacy. So it's like a, what is it? I don't know. She has like a hook for an arm. 20 years ago, Reaper of Souls Cassidy Simons battles Ezrael, the Angel of Death, and won, or so she thought. Sounds like a cool fantasy book. So those are those ones. Over here, I've read a good amount of these books. Alchemized I have not read, of course. I want to read this one, but I'm also afraid of it as well because this is over 1,000 pages too. Yeah. Wow, the paper feels so thin. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, I haven't read this one. Wait, is there a map on this? Oh, wow. That is so cool. Okay, have not read that one. I have not read The Great BBL. And then Say You'll Remember Me. So funny story about this one. My friend actually went and met her and asked to have it signed. The main character in this book has the same name as me, Samantha. Abby signed it. And she signed it as Samantha. So even though it's written very beautifully how to spell my name. And the main character in this book's name is Samantha. So I thought it was funny. So yeah, that one's spelled wrong. Oh, and then I have Problematic Summer Romance. I have not read that one either. So those ones are there. The rest of these ones I have read. I am still not done with The Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. So I need to just pick this one up. I'm on 113. I just, I don't know. I was getting into a reading slump and I didn't want that to affect how I felt about the book. So I paused it for now. The novel Love Story and The 7-Year Slip I have not read. But the other ones I have. And yeah, I think let's go up because we have finished this row. Okay, so this is my... I don't really know what I would call this area, but I have read all of these ones. I have not read Red, White, and Royal Blue. I got this one for free again at the, like a random free book thing. But look how cute. I think this is different from the regular edition. Let me go grab the regular edition because I think Carlos has it. Okay, so I went and asked Carlos for his edition. He has a paperback and it's pink. And there is like a little insert in here, but it's not. Maybe because it's the paperback, I'm not sure, but there is no art in this. And then mine says it's a collector's edition, and I didn't know that when I got it. But look how cute the naked cover. It says history, huh? And then in the back it says, bet we could make some. And then it has really cute art on the inside. So it has this one. And then it has this. How cute. That like makes me want to read it even more. All right, so my light died, so it's like kind of ugly. Sorry. All right, so this is the only one I haven't read, and then Binding 13, How Freaking Romantic. Can you see these? Passion Project and First Time Caller. So First Time Caller, I actually do have the audiobook for this one on my current Libby hold, so hopefully I can knock that one off. So then that'll leave Passion Project and How Freaking Romantic and Binding 13. I don't know if I'm gonna like Binding 13, but I don't know, we'll see. All right, and then up here we have one of my newest ones that I did post in my last video was Frederick Bachman, My Friends. And then after I posted this, I saw someone just like completely roasting it. So let's see. That's kind of why I don't like to watch the things that people put online, because it's like I want to have my own thoughts. And then when I'm reading it, I'm like, what didn't they like about it? Oh, they probably didn't like this. And then I like dive into it. Anyway, so that one actually doesn't belong here because this is like my darker romance, and I don't think this belongs here. So this is gonna get moved. Okay, so Den of Vipers, I have not read. Okay, so I have not read that one. And then the only other one I haven't read on here are these two. So I read Barbarian Lover and Barbarian Alien. I have not read Fang Fiction, and I have not read Priest. So these are the two I haven't read there. All right, so here's my Hunger Games books. I've read the first three in the trilogy, and then I haven't read the second prequels. So I haven't read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and Sunrise on the Reaping. I don't know why I have them in this order. They should not be in this order, but that's how I have them. So they're gonna stay for now. Ignore the dead leaves. Okay, and then after that, I have The Ashes and Star-Cursed King. So I've read the first two in this series. Okay, so those first two I've read, and then the second two I have not read. And I've heard that these ones are just as good as the first one. The second book I was like, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. Okay, so those are the ones I have read. I also have Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. I have not read this one. And then I have two Rebecca Ross books. So this is the one that just came out. So I think, yeah, this one is signed. And then A River Enchanted. This one is as well? Yeah. Have not read this one either, but I want to read it. All right, then we got Fairy Tale. Have not read this one. Oh, Kiss of the Basilisk. Have not read this one. My Labubu. Then I have not read the first Zodiac Academy. I haven't read any of the Zodiac Academies, and then Outlander. So those are it for this shelf. Bringing you down here. Even though this is beautiful, I have not read this book. So this is when I did like a book bedazzling and just purchased this one and decided to bedazzle it because it was really pretty. Haven't read that one yet. I haven't read any Elsie Silver actually. All of the Done and Dusted, what is this, the Blue Ranch series? Yeah, I've read those ones. And then these ones here, I've only not read these last two. So I haven't read Play Along, and I haven't read Rewind It Back. So those two are on the list. But those are like more of my palette cleanser books. Like when I feel myself going into a slump, I think those ones are the ones that I need to try to read, try to prioritize. Here is my book journal. I know we haven't gone through this, but it's definitely something that I want to go through together someday and show you this. And then we have Bloodguard. This actually was supposed to be our pick for this month, but we decided to re-choose, and this one did not win. And then The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I have not read this one yet. The Throne of Glass series, just right back here. All these ones here, I've read the first three, but I have not read the fourth one yet. And so I have the newest, the regular published one now, and then I have the out of print one. So I'll probably read this one so I don't do anything to my out of print copy. So now we're on to this one. I have The Games Gods Play. Haven't read this one. Forbidden Alchemy, have read. And then Catabasis, have not read yet. And then other than that, I think Immortal Consequences is the other one I have not read. So this one is on the list. And then on this shelf here, the only one I haven't read is Bookshops and Bone Dust and Can't Spell Treason Without T. So I think that's it. Other than the stack of books that I have. Let's go through those. These are the last ones. So we have America's Best Idea of Separation of Church and State. This is one that I just showed in the last video. Silver Cloak is also another one. And then these are my newest whatnot purchases. I have not showed these ones yet. So Rhapsodic, Bewitched. Look how cool this. Love it. And then Terror at the Gates. Then I just picked these ones up at the, I forget what the name of it was. It was another book fest I went to this past weekend. Fantastical Book Fest? Fantasy Book Fest? I forget. But I picked up Six Women of Salem. So this is a nonfiction. This is a history book about six women who were accused of being witches in the Salem witch trials. And then this is a local author to LA. She just came out with this book last week, I believe. And it's called Magic at the Grand Dragonfly Theater. So this one, I'm excited for this one. She was really sweet. She actually did a magic trick, asked me to pick a card, and then instead of telling me what the card was, when she signed the book, she actually put what the card was in the book. So you can see it right there. And then gave me like cute little things to go with it. So that was exciting. I need to put these with the rest of my bookmarks. Okay, so that one, Mate by Allie Hazelwood. This one just came out last week. Arcana Academy, and then The True History of the United States, which I showed in the last video, and then The Second Death of Locke. I need to find a place for these to live. And yeah, so those are all my books. Okay, friends, so that's all the physical books that I own, and it is crazy. It's also a new day, so yeah, I just like abruptly ended the last one, so sorry about that. But I went ahead, I wrote all of the books down, and I have them in a spreadsheet now. So all those books I showed you came out to 113 books. That is a lot. And the fact that I've read, I think I'm a little over 80 books. Sorry, let me just close this. I'm a little over 80 books this year, and a lot of them are not from my TBR. They're like from Libby holds or just like library stuff. Most of them are Libby because I do a lot of audiobooks. But things seem to be shifting in my life, so I might be able to do more reading with like my physical books, and that's definitely my goal. So even if I put a few of my books on hold for Libby, so I have the audiobook version of it and I could just knock it off of my shelf with that, that'd be a great option for me. So I might be doing that. And then other than that, I am going to be redoing my TBR jar. And then I'm also going to be coming up with some ideas on how else I can do like random picks. So I might like put them all in a wheel and let the wheel choose which books. But yeah, that's going to be like my next episode of the TBR takedown. So stick around with me. Let's get through this TBR together. I hope that this motivates you to get through your physical TBR if you are crazy like me and have over 100 books that you have not read. I feel like just a few years ago, my numbers were really low for my physical TBR. I was like I don't know, I had maybe 20 books. And now we're well past 100 books. And for my pace of reading, it is very intimidating. So, oh, Macy wants to come up. Come on, baby. Oh, she wants to join in. It's very intimidating. So let's do it. Like, that's my goal. So for the remainder of 2025 and into 2026 is going to be spending less money on books, utilizing my libraries,
and reading my physical TBR. I don't need to buy more books when I have over 100 that I have not read. Like, there's no need. I get that new releases are going to come out. I'm going to want to read them. I do a lot of author events. So there's things like that where I'm like, if I really want to go to an author event, it's a new release and I've read some of their books, then I might do it depending on budget. So I feel like that is the only way I'm going to be purchasing. Or if it's like I have Illumicrate, I always say it wrong. Illumicrate. I have that subscription. It is pretty pricey. Like I said, things are kind of shifting in my life, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep that subscription. I really hope that I can, fingers crossed, but it's not a priority in my life. And I do have to kind of see, where I can spend and save. So that's also going to be up in the air whether or not I keep that subscription. I would love to, but it's not necessary. The books that are being shipped in this, I haven't read them. You don't really know what they are until you get the box. So yeah, things might be changing. And then, when things go back to normal, if they go back to normal or better than normal, then I will possibly be able to do the subscription again. So all that being said, I got some reading to do, y'all. Like, a hell of a lot of reading to do. So I'm going to get to reading. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment how many unread books you have. I would love to know. And yeah, feel free to like and subscribe and stick around and let's get through all these freaking books because there's a hell of a lot of them. So we'll see you next time. Bye.